Good evening. I'm Elise Jesse. I'm stepping in for James Rapine today. Of course, he is working extremely hard, but he gave me the easy job this evening, which is being on camera and talking to you guys. Joe Burrow speaking today. Zac Taylor speaking for the first time since Monday night to us, the media. DJ Reader, also a captain, and speaking this evening. And what we saw between Zac Taylor, Joe Burrow, and DJ Reader was a lot of raw emotion still, even after almost 48 hours since those events transpired on Monday night with Damar Hamlin going down. He's still in the hospital, obviously. We've yet to hear concrete information about his condition and whether or not he's through the woods and has pulled through. So still waiting, a lot of tense moments waiting for that information. And you could hear guys in the locker room, they were playing their music. It seemed like they were trying to get back to normal, get back into the groove, because the reality of their lives right now is that they have a game, Week 18 battle against the Baltimore Ravens, and that's at 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Bengals announced that game would start at 1 o'clock instead of 4:25. And still you could tell that the players that we spoke to, Burrow and Reader, they were still so emotional and still trying to deal with what we all witnessed on Monday night. DJ Reader specifically was asked whether or not he wanted to play on Sunday against the Ravens, and he was very blunt, very honest, and told us that, he's not even in the frame of mind to make the decision on whether or not he wants to play on Sunday, whether or not he's comfortable. He also did note that as a football player, you have to compartmentalize and put things away, especially when you know that you have a job to do. You have to go out there and execute. And Joe Burrow touched on this. The reality of their situation is that they are towards the end of their season. There's still a lot to play for. But it seems like, they're trying to get back into the stadium. They're trying to get back into the groove of things, but that is proving more difficult than I think any of them expected it to be. Joe Burrow also told us that he's been having a lot of one-on-one conversations and telling his teammates how much they mean to him and how much just they're battling through adversity means to him. DJ Reader was also mentioning how, he and his teammates embraced each other on Monday night, and they were telling each other how much they love each other. And he mentioned, it's such a brutal, tough sport. It's such a macho sport that usually you don't see a lot of these guys hugging each other and telling each other that they love each other. But Monday night's events with Hamlin going down certainly changed that. I would expect that this event would actually bring this team closer, if that's even possible. So they had a walkthrough late this afternoon. They did not practice, and that walkthrough listed Sam Hubbard as the only one who did not participate fully. He was in a limited capacity. And another note for the Bengals depth chart, Hakeem Adeniji is listed as the starting right tackle going into Week 18. So that is something football-wise that is important to note. Now the Bengals are focused on preparing mentally for this game on Sunday. There's still a lot of players who are dealing with the raw emotions of what happened on Monday night. And I would expect, if DJ Reader is coming out and saying that he has not yet made a decision, I don't think that he's the only one. I think that there are probably multiple players who are weighing the options and weighing whether or not it is worth it to go out there. I think that was a jarring situation for a lot of them to watch. We all see injuries all the time. We see concussions. We see ACL tears, MCL tears. We see stingers happen all the time. I mean, they're used to seeing injuries. We saw a gruesome injury a couple of years ago with Joe Burrow. We're used to seeing that. So are they. And both players said that they realized that this was not a normal injury almost instantly. As soon as they watched the play happen and they watched Hamlin stand up and fall back, they realized that this was not normal. And they both told us that it was difficult to watch Bills players, watch their brothers, as they call them, crying, fighting back tears, completely distraught. You could see the pain on all of their faces. And I think that those memories will stick with these players forever. Certainly a memory that will stick with a lot of fans. So it will probably stick with you as well if you were watching the game on Monday night. But their ability to compartmentalize, focus on the Baltimore Ravens, go out there with goals and aspirations for the 2023 Super Bowl. It's a big deal for them to try to get their minds and their bodies ready for this. And I would not think that they are taking it lightly at all. Yes, you heard some of the players in the locker room. We were not allowed in the locker room today, but you heard some of them, and it sounded like they were playing ping pong. So it sounds like they are trying to get back to as normal of a life as they possibly can. They've had almost 48 hours to process what is happening with Damar Hamlin. But like DJ Reader said, the reality of their situation, the world that they live in, consists around the NFL schedule. That's what it revolves around. And the league made the decision that the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals will play each other in Week 18, just a few days from now. And they have a lot of work ahead of them, a lot of prep ahead of them. Zac Taylor also saying today that when he went and talked to McDermott simply looked at him and said, I cannot coach this game. I need to be at the hospital with Damar. And Zac Taylor completely understood. And he just said, human to human, you just understand the pain that he's going through and the pain that everybody is going through. And I think that was an extremely scary, and I've used this word earlier tonight, jarring situation for all of them to witness. And once again, Sunday, they are preparing to put their bodies on the line because they have a lot on the line as far as playoffs are concerned. No word yet on whether or not the Bengals-Bills game will be made up. That's still up in the air. We don't have a lot of information to go off with that. But yeah, still waiting on information with Damar Hamlin as well. But the biggest thing here is that they have a game on Sunday, 1 o'clock with the Baltimore Ravens. And that game could be a deciding factor in how they go about their lives in the playoffs in just a couple of weeks. You can see all of these interviews, of course, right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm in for James Rapien tonight. Please subscribe, hit that button, and ring the bell. We would love for you to do that. And I will see you right back here tomorrow on the OT at 8 o'clock.